Hello everyone. I'm going to try and keep it sort of brief and vague, but we've all been having a lot of emotions lately. Every single one of us. We're worried about, most of us at least, are worried about a potential possibility of World War III. We're worried about how we're going to pay the bills. And we're worried about just the general state of divisiveness in this country. But this is just my opinion. I do think we need to hold the president accountable for his rhetoric that he has been perpetrating. But also I wanted to not necessarily get into politics today, but I think it's very important to hear other people's opinions. And as I'm a teenager, and I'm getting more wise and more shrewd and a lot more well thought of a person. I try to think about how my actions have implications on other people, because it's the truth, and how other people just may not get it, and other people might be in the wrong as well. But I'm worrying. The biggest thing I've been telling myself lately is it's good to have values, and it's good to go based off what you think is right, but it's also good to compromise, and it's also good to be understanding. That's your word of the day, understanding. But this particular instance happened to me today, where I work at a pool, all-Miller pool, and I'm not going to say everything, but I've worked there last year, and I worked there this year now. And it's been a rough day outside. It's been like adverse weather conditions. And people are very irritable. And it's best to talk out with them and understand what they're going through, their perspective. It's all about perspectives and intaking of certain events and situations. How is this individual feeling about this issue? Because everybody's mind is wired differently. And some people might have a warped mindset where they don't know what's right from wrong, and they don't know how to hold people accountable, but also be understanding all at the same time. But I met a particular individual. She was an African-American woman, which that doesn't really matter. But she was at first very understandably frustrated. She was upset because because of thunder, we're required by our city. It's a very conservative city, by the way, which doesn't have too much to do with it, but it's a small rural community, and they basically said every time we hear thunder, we gotta wait 30 minutes and get everybody out of the pool as lifeguards. So we did that, and during every break, we have 15 minutes where the lifeguards can have a break because of the heat, which is very, very, very understanding. Speaking of understanding, and it's kind of putting people in our shoes, in that sense. But also at the same time, people have got to, be responsible and not take advantage of it. What I'm trying to say is, we closed down, we did 30 minutes, and then we reopened, and there was only about 15 minutes left until break. And then at that 15 minutes, the patrons, the people who go there to have fun with their families and their children, they were upset because they only had like 15 minutes to swim in that hour. And usually they have 45 minutes to swim. So they were noticeably irritated with that. And one person said, "Why did they close?" She confronted me. She said, "Why did they close?" And I said, I'm trying to think of what I said, actually. I said that I don't get it either, in the nicest way possible. I said that some people just don't understand, and I've had situations, particularly today, where people are just ruthless people. And it may just be a teenage thing, but people don't understand how other people are feeling, and they're very hypocritical. And when you do it back to them, they act like it's the end of the world. Like it's absolutely vicious and abominable that you go back and do the exact same thing that they've been doing to you the entire time. I'm sweating. I'm really exhausted today. But that's what happened. And the main point is, I just wanted to mention that I mentioned somewhat, I didn't get into politics, but I said, she started saying how she agrees with me that people don't, and she kind of started saying that. She kind of took the initiative to start the conversation, saying people don't understand how other people are feeling, and they're not putting themselves in the patrons. And my co-worker lifeguards, I feel like, I don't want to speak bad about anybody, but and don't take this the wrong way either, but I feel like at this age and maturity, they're not matured yet. They're just not. They're very self-absorbed and very selfish. Very selfish. And it's sad. It's really sad. They're obliviously selfish. So they're not only selfish, but they're blissfully unaware that they're selfish. So she got upset and she said, I don't agree with that either. I don't know why people are the way they are. And I said, it's just the same thing like what's going on with the president. People entrusted him to make decisions, and he's made informed and imprudent decisions ever since. And I kid you not. She told me, I agree. She said, I have been seeing this for the last couple days, and I haven't had, this is what she said. She said, I haven't had a problem until recently. She said that I haven't had a problem with him or anything until recently. People are waking up. People mature. People see experiences. It may take a little while to get there. Just like Kamala Harris said. She knows it. She's very, very experienced and wise. She knows how it is. That's exactly what she said during her concession speech, which she actually had the audacity to concede like a normal person, unlike the person that we are dealing with now, unfortunately. But she said this. She said this is exactly what's going to happen. It's held true every single time. Every single time, she's been right about all of it. That we'd be in war in 6 months. We're in war in 5 months. That the economy would only benefit the rich. And it's benefiting the rich. It's off of the backs of the middle class. It's exactly what she's saying coming to light. And people are really waking up. People are experiencing that firsthand, by the way. So it's kind of like a visceral connection. It's not just, you say this and this is how it goes. No, it's, I've experienced it. I know the truth. And I'm how do I want to put this? I want to be careful with my words. That's another thing. I want to be careful with my words. Been having anxiety lately. But, what was I going to say? She's admitted, she didn't admit that she voted for Donald Trump. I'm just assuming, because I don't know. But she kind of, I was telling her about it. I didn't go into it very much, but I just said, in the most humane, civil way possible, that, this is what people are getting. People voted for this, and this is what's happening. And she completely agreed with me. She completely agreed with me. And you can see it. You can see it in her eyes. You can see the connection that we had there in that instance, that she understood what I was going through. And I mean this sincerely. This is the truth. Whether you are not, to put it bluntly, whether you admit it or not, it's the truth. This is what happens. People see things for themselves, and either they understand, and there's a lot of people who still don't understand, but they are out there. For liberals out there who are concerned, for people like me who are concerned, just know that these people see what's going on. A lot of them, not all of them, but most of them. The great majority of our country has so much more in common than we do differences, and that is the truth. I didn't really think it was necessarily 100% true when Kamala Harris said it. I'm like, I supported Kamala Harris and everything, but I'm like, is it true? Because we disagree on a lot. It's the truth. We agree more than we disagree. It's how the human brain is functioned. It's good to compromise. It's good to emphasize your feelings.
To the young people who are watching, it is okay to feel sad and disappointed, but please know it's going to be okay. On the campaign, I would often say, when we fight, we win. But here's the thing. Sometimes the fight takes a while. That doesn't mean we won't win. That doesn't mean we won't win. The important thing is don't ever give up. Don't ever give up. Don't ever stop trying to make the world a better place. You have power. You have power. And don't you ever listen when anyone tells you something is impossible because it has never been done before. You have the capacity to do extraordinary good in the world. And so to everyone who is watching, do not despair. This is not a time to throw up our hands. This is a time to roll up our sleeves. And we will also wage it in quieter ways, in how we live our lives, by treating one another with kindness and respect, by looking in the face of a stranger and seeing a neighbor, by always using our strength to lift people up, to fight for the dignity that all people deserve. The fight for our freedom will take hard work, but like I always say, we like hard work. Hard work is good work. Hard work can be joyful work. And the fight for our country is always worth it. It is always worth it.
It's good to express what you think while also maintaining a sense of understanding and a sense of control. And sometimes you have to bite your tongue. Sometimes you have to bite your tongue and don't say everything, but at the same time, it's very important to say what's on your mind. But don't be hurtful, don't degrade anybody. You know, common sense things, right? Once you really reach a certain age, it should be common sense. It's not common sense when you're a teenager. It's not. But when you get older, it starts to evolve into common sense. And people don't get that sometimes. People just don't understand that. It goes right over their head. And I'm not saying I'm innocent. I'm not saying Kamala Harris is innocent. I'm not saying anybody's innocent. I'm just saying she understood what was going on. She knows her shit. She's been in politics for a very long time, and she's done things for the people, by the people, and of the people. And if you don't believe me, do your research. Do your research. Understand, just like in California, you know, she won, I think it was like $50 million for homeowners who were ripped off in some kind of situation about the housing crisis. And I don't know everything, but I know that she cares. I know deep down that she cares. Kamala Harris, she does care. I know that for a fact. And people are starting to notice that for a fact. They really are. People are starting to realize that that is the reality of it, and people are realizing that Donald Trump does not care about them. And they're not getting their information from propaganda sources, from the left and from the right. I want to be, modestly toned here. I want to understand all points of view. I really do. That's what I seek to do. And that's why I want to be in politics so bad, because I feel like I can help people. I really do. I feel like I want to help people, and I feel like it's important for people to help educate each other, help advise each other, help encourage each other, and help have a sense of humor when the time is necessary. But when we're at war, it's not necessary. Just like when there's the pandemic, and Donald Trump was golfing, like almost all the time. And he just can't, I understand that he can't snap his fingers and get rid of COVID, completely eradicate it, but he can also try to bring people together in a time of divisiveness instead of golfing. You see what I'm saying? And he also criticized Obama for golfing, but then he did it. He's actually $30 million, that's a fact, look that up, of our taxpayer money has went to Donald Trump because of his golfing trips for the Air Force One. That cost us money. That cost taxpayers money, because that's how our government works. It operates off of things that we fund. And most people know that. Most people really do understand that philosophy. But all right, I'm going to get off. I'm going to get off your tail, guys. Have a good day. Drink plenty of water. Please just drink plenty of water. I love you guys. I really do. I'm talking to people. I'm starting to understand people's feelings. I'm starting to communicate. I'm starting to be confrontational, if you know what I mean, but not in a misshaping way, not in a derogative or, bullheaded way. I'm trying to do it with a sense of mind and compassion. And again, not perfect, but I try my best every single day, and I'm trying harder. And it's up to you to believe that. It really is. And people need to see experiences firsthand, because actions sometimes do truly speak louder than words. All right, I love you guys.